As an educator, my first goal is for a student to learn academically. And with this trip, I think the problem solving, the critical thinking skills have been enhanced. But what I did not expect was the emotional change that the students got, or the emotional experience that they got from the trip, was also gonna hold them through for the rest of their lives.
I think they matured as far as their perspective of what a person can do, what needs to be done, and how to evaluate the needs of the poor and the needs of other people. I think they learned to be a little more culturally sensitive to other, to basically other situations and other peoples.
Even just watching the students as they went from village to village, or went through those experiences, I think you could see the impact that it had on them, even if we didn't really talk about it a whole lot. And when what they've written coming back, I think several of them are really committed to continuing to do something in that vein, either with that project or something else. So that's a really incredible kind of door to open.
The experience was good, and it was pretty life-changing.
A lot of my coworkers, my mother, my girlfriend have all said they've noticed a difference since I've been back, as far as me being more patient and coming off a little better in public. So I definitely had a little bit of a personal growth experience out there. Overall, that's what I really took away from it.
Before I went, I was quite the complainer, and I felt like going and seeing the people there, most of the people that we saw had little or nothing, and it just made me feel bad about the way that I complain about things here, and to see that they're so happy with what little they have. And over here it's quite different, where people want more.
We learned more in that week trip than we have through the semester. And more about all of the subjects. I mean, we learned things about biology and sociology and psychology. I learned things about architecture.
I mean, I want to go back. I want to go continue my work. I want to help them. If I can go out and help with the village construction, that's great. If I can go out and help clean up a problem, that's great. And I feel good about it, and it helps me to grow and gain in my experiences and live a fuller life, I think.
I came back, I guess, thinking about what can I do to be a better neighbor, because that's one thing that was really about being in those villages, is that, of course they're so close to each other, you can't help but being a close neighbor, but to be a good neighbor.
What I've realized is both sides are learning as much from each other. For example, I don't think any books can tell a student really the impact of a natural disaster on a population, but seeing it firsthand allows them to experience it. So they learn from that experience. In the same token, by the students sharing their expertise or whatever knowledge they have from this culture to the Philippine culture, then the Filipinos learn from it as well.
This has really blossomed, and what we've developed, I hope, is a model. We're going to hope to present again at the United Nations. I have a feeling we're going to be invited back to talk to UNESCO about how our project went, and again, how two-year colleges to kind of stand up there with universities and be a model for, doing real big academic things like this.
I would definitely recommend this program. It's a great way to open the eyes of students, to make them more appreciative. I can tell you, as an adult student coming back to school, if I would have had that experience at 18 instead of 28, I don't think you would ever see me leave school in the first place. It makes you really appreciate everything you got and not to waste every opportunity that you get.
Oh, I highly recommend it. Even if they think at first that they can't pay for it, most likely they can find a way. They can find a sponsor. They will look for more funding. Don't let that scare you away, because it is well worth the effort to find the funding.
Well, I really hope that the district would continue to do projects such as these at International Learning, because I think it's great. It's a good growing experience. It's good for the kids. You get to see a different side of how people live.
Well, Lone Star College as a whole is working very hard to spread their program and to really improve it. And I think they're doing a fairly good job of that. And they've gotten a lot of new programs. And I've done service learning on a couple of different campuses now, and I have to say the one at Kingwood definitely beat the others hands down. I think we got the most out of it, and it was definitely a very good trip.